Good afternoon, everybody. I'm trying something new today. Well, several years ago, I had started writing me some stories because I got tired of reading all of these books they start out great, but then they start doing a lot of talking. And I love action, and I couldn't tolerate it no more. So I started writing a whole lot of different stories. I got some short stories and I got some very long stories. So what I'm going to do today is, where as you can see, I have a video playing in the background. So you all have something to see while you're listening to me read this. So since I'm new to this and I'm not sure if anybody is going to be interested in this, I'm just going to read 3 paragraphs to you all. Now, I had fun writing this story. And if you all request more from this, then you will see why I had fun with the story. Anyways, the name of this story is called Can You Guess My Gender? Where it's a lot of graphic scenes in here, but the way I wrote this story is I wrote it so that you will never know whether it's a male or a female who is doing the talking in this story. You will find out at the end. But once you really feel like you know who it is, I'll put a spin on it so you will never know who it is. But anyway, you all, here we go. And again, I'm only going to give you all 3 paragraphs from this story. And it's not edited or none of that stuff. It's just rough. All right, so here we go. I believe I became violent because it was all I ever saw. Movies, television shows, and cartoons were filled with it. I don't blame them programs though. I blame my whacked out parents for letting me watch it. What insane parents will let their 2-year-old child watch a movie with a graphic rape scene or a movie of someone having their head split open by a supernaturally sharp machete? Mine. My parents aren't your average parents. Sure, they work like everyone else, but they do something astronomically different: kill people. Not only do they kill together. It's not because they were threatened or mistreated. They did it because it was fun. Blood spraying and the victim screaming in agony. Male, female, it didn't matter. Gangster, drug dealer, prostitute, homeless people, lawyers, cops, judges, it didn't matter. Anyone above 20 years of age was a target. Strangely, though, they treated me and the wildlife like royalty. You're probably wondering how I know all of this. Well, I read news articles of it when I got older. I had to go to a public library to find it. But even more so, I saw it. Saw what, you ask? My parents killed. It happened on a warm night. I know it was warm because people were walking outside wearing short sleeve shirts and shorts. Plus, the air conditioning in my father's 2012 model Chrysler 300 SRT was on. Anyway, there was this man sitting on a wooden bench in a park singing and playing a guitar. What did my angelic parents do? They got out of the car but left the doors open and left me in the back seat, securely trapped in a car seat, then walked to the man. What they did next was only found in the movies and on televisions. My mom had pulled out a small gun and shot the man in the abdomen. And then my father removed the machete from behind him and with one swing decapitated the man. Think it was over? No. My father had picked up the guitar and started playing it, even though he didn't know how, and then my mom started singing the Miley Cyrus song, Party in the USA. It was a circus. As I said, my parents aren't your average parents. Chapter 2. Do you really want to know how much my parents love me? Well, let me tell you. One evening, my mom had picked me up from grade school. How was your day? She asked me. I kept my mouth closed. She got down on one knee, looked me in the face, and saw that my eyes were red from crying. She didn't say another word. We got in her Dodge Magnum and went home. My mom didn't say anything about what could have been the matter with me until we were all at the kitchen table eating lasagna for dinner. Our baby was crying at school today, my mom told my dad. For what? He was chewing and staring at me. Let's find out. Now my mom was staring at me. What happened at school? My dad asked. This girl, this girl in class named Betsy keeps picking on me. A tear slid down my cheek, regretting the journey. She does it all. She does it to all of the boys and girls in the classroom. My dad signaled for my mom to come to him. Pretend this is one of your crayons, he said to me, holding a fork in his hand. Tell Bessie you want her to read something in your book, but she have to get closer to the page to see it. My mom leaned down as if reading something on the table, and without emotion, jabbed the crayon in her eye. He demonstrated with the fork without letting it touch my mom. My mom kissed me on the top of my head for reassurance. The next day at school, I did what my dad told me to do. It would have been a flawless plan if I had better aim. Instead of the blue crayon penetrating Bessie's eye, it went in her nose. She ran away screaming and crying to the teacher. When the teacher came to me, I told her it was an accident and that I was sorry. Since Bessie wasn't seriously injured, I didn't get in trouble, but did receive a warning. By the way, Bessie never bothered me again. My parents were so proud of me. It was a marathon of hugs and kisses. Since I did good at what my father had told me to do, even though I missed the bullseye, the day it happened on, which was a Thursday, my parents made it my day to do whatever I want. And yeah, I took advantage of it. Chapter 3. Are my parents a bad influence on me? Absolutely. After I had stabbed Bessie with the crayon, my father gave me a knife and told me that if anyone tried to physically hurt me, to flip open a knife and stab the person. I'm only 5 years old, so I believe that what he was telling me to do was the right thing. I carried that knife everywhere, including the bathroom. I also slept with it. The knife was beautiful. The blade was polished chrome and the handle was black with my initials stenciled in it in 14 karat gold. I never thought I would have to use the knife for violence until one day when I heard the magical music coming from the ice cream truck outside. The truck had stopped 2 houses down from where I live. After my mom gave me $3, I ran out of the house, heading to the truck. The man selling the ice cream had a name tag on his shirt, revealing that he was Ralph. Since I was the last in line, it gave me a chance to check out the other treats. What would you like? Ralph asked me. 3 superstars, I said. I wanted to get my parents one. Ralph gave me 3 superstars and I gave him $3. But then he did something that he shouldn't have. He grabbed my hand and asked to suck on my fingers. I dropped the superstars on the ground, pulled out my knife, flipped open the blade, then stabbed him in the hand. When he let go of me, I ran home screaming for help. Ralph must have been on drugs because instead of him driving away, he got out of the ice cream truck and chased me. I was still screaming for help when I grabbed the doorknob. Just as I opened the door, my father appeared, but so did Ralph, and he slapped me. My father didn't say a word. He shot Ralph in the chest. Ralph stumbled, turned, and then ran back to his truck. He made it, but without his head. Mom had chased him down and chopped off his head using a machete. As my mom was walking back to the house, my dad and I heard a gunshot. We also saw my mom fall to the ground. There was an off-duty cop driving by when he saw my mom chop off Ralph's head. He didn't yell freeze or stop. He just shot my mom. My dad pushed me in the house, closed the door, then shot at the cop. I was looking up through the living room's window, seeing everything. Both Dad and the cop was hit. Dad ran out of bullets before the cop did, and like my mom, he fell to the ground, never to move again. It was the saddest day of my life. To remember my parents for eternity, I had my mom's name, Lisa, tattooed on the inside of my right forearm and my dad named Joshua tattooed on the inside of my left forearm. Now, that was the end of chapter 3. So, if you all are actually interested in hearing more of this, hit me with them likes and subscribe. I really enjoy writing this story, and I really believe that you all will enjoy this story. Enjoy your day.